Hi, welcome to the fifth quarter. I'm Ben, this is Jordan, and we're here to talk a little bit of basketball.
And to start our episode today, I just
Yeah.
thought, getting a little bit of feedback from our viewers, we should probably
Yeah.
add a little bit to my side of the set. So I might change it
Yeah,
up
okay, alright.
week to week. So
What have you got for us?
today I've got, this is like one of my prized possessions.
Yeah.
This is a college ball signed by Ray Allen. 3-point leader.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, college. NCAA.
That's alright.
I bought this when he first took over the 3-point leaderboard of all time. And to be honest, I'm putting it here now because I know in about a season he won't be first. So
might as well
he's-
take it out.
yeah. But Ray Allen, shout out if you watch it. Give us a thumbs up.
And a sub.
Yeah. Okay, so
Awesome.
what do we cover? We're covering the teams that missed out, bombed out in the first round.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, this is going to be the last time we talk about them for a while anyway.
Yeah.
So, first of all, the team that bombed out probably the hardest, which I think we predicted and probably everyone else predicted, we'll go with the Detroit Pistons.
The
yeah?
Pistons,
Yeah.
They got swept
Yeah.
easily. Did they have a close game?
I don't.
It didn't matter.
Even if it was close score-wise, it wasn't really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, what can they do moving forward? Well, I think they need a couple of changes. They need a point guard. Like, biggest thing for me is I think they need a point guard.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin had an amazing season.
Yeah.
He's probably got one or a couple of years maybe in him. Drummond's, I don't know either, but definitely Reggie Jackson isn't a point guard of today's NBA. Not starting.
No, he was okay. He was pretty good as a sixth man for OKC years ago. I questioned when he did get that contract to be their starting
big
point
one.
guard, and it hasn't really worked out at this point.
Yeah.
Because really they're best when they have Blake running the point,
Yeah.
and so they need someone else because their best point guard is really Ish Smith.
Ish Smith,
So-
love that boy.
Yeah.
His work. I do agree. Now, if they had an option, if you're the GM
Yeah.
and someone gave you a call, or you were thinking of making a call,
Mm.
would you get rid of Drummond? Because that's another thing people have been talking about. Do they
Yeah.
cut their losses? He's still a very good big, but he's just not fitting for them. Should they look to move him?
I think they probably have to because he's not a superstar.
No.
He's a great piece.
Yeah.
In a good team, but they need a superstar. Blake is not going to be able to do it on his own. Okay, we've just seen he can't do it on his own.
No.
They need a strong guard to pair with Blake, and it's probably going to come at the cost of Drummond.
I do agree.
Yeah, but they've been kind of in a bit of a bad patch since
For a long time.
2006 or something.
Yeah. They, at least they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think Blake, they've got a couple of years there with him.
Mm.
I don't know if they'll do anything. But,
Yeah.
hey, you made the playoffs, you got swept.
And
That's it.
Yeah.
End of story.
I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go another year of nowhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'd love it if they prove me wrong.
But highly doubtful. Next one, Pacers, Celtics.
It's a very different sweep.
Very, very
Very
different.
different.
Very different team,
Yeah.
different situation.
Yeah. This was a respectable sweep, if you can have that, because firstly, the games were close. They weren't really getting blown out,
Yeah,
and just think they're missing their star.
literally.
If you put Victor Oladipo in there, you're extending that series by at least 2 games.
They could have beaten the Celtics with him.
Yeah.
The Celtics weren't convincing. We'll get to them later,
Yeah.
later episodes. But with the Oladipo, I said one more top tier player, and they're at the elite.
Yeah.
They're already kind of there. They're at the 4 kind of area. One more strong player.
A strong playmaker would be
Yeah.
good. A bit of a maybe like a small forward playmaker.
Yeah, would be ideal. But they're looking great. I love the coach, Nate McMillan. They would be happy. They don't want to get swept, but they would be happy where they're going.
Yeah.
So Pacers fans, you're not out. It's
Yeah.
all good. Next
Back.
year.
Pacers are back. Alright, well, we got no more sweeps, but we'll go to the gentleman sweeps, the 4-1s.
There's a bunch of 4-1s.
There's a lot of 4-1s.
In the East, let's finish the East.
Finish the East. Alright, Orlando.
Orlando.
Orlando is a sad story. 2012, lose Dwight Howard. Since then, I don't know, nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing.
They made the playoffs. They, after the first game, people were kind of like murmuring, like, hey, and then the next 4 games, they get swept in those next 4 games. Fournier was nowhere.
No.
Vooch was exposed in the playoffs bad.
Marc Gasol just flattened him.
He's a great 82 regular season player, but yeah, he was bad. What do they do?
Well, keep in mind, this is their first playoff appearance since 2012, so none of those new guys have been there before.
Yep, true. Terrence Ross was great for them.
Yeah, but I guess it's not going to matter because they're not getting back to the playoffs. Or at least not with that team. The problem with Orlando is they've blown things up like 3 times,
And
I feel, and they're still where they are right
circles.
now. Yeah. So I think they just need a successful blow up.
Yeah.
So they need some new
refresh.
pieces, really. They need new pieces.
Be okay with resetting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams at this point, and I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando's the same, they kind of freeze and they're like, we made the playoffs, let's just roll with it. Instead of going, okay, it's not going to work, we're not a championship team, let's not be okay with 8, 7, 9, 10, let's be okay with the bottom for a couple of years.
What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're blowing it up or you think they're going to keep going?
I think that they try and add someone in the free agency, they'll get no one. They'll try and add, and they will hope that Aaron Gordon will get a little bit better. They'll hope that Vooch stays the same. I think they're just going to, like I said, I think they're going to freeze. They're going to be happy with 8th, 7th, or whatever they finished, and go, we can do that again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. All right.
Move on.
Brooklyn.
Now, here's a better team.
Yes. This has a positive feel to this story.
Oh, and it's only moving forward. Like, this is the start of the story. Yeah. If you're a Brooklyn fan, even if you just like basketball, they're fun to watch. They're a bunch of guys that have been counted out their whole careers, and in the last literally year have gone from nothing to something.
Yeah. I think that's the best part about this story with them. The fact that the whole franchise was just in serious problems. Like, the players were going nowhere. They were all old on bad contracts. They'd trade away all their draft picks, and then all of a sudden, they've got a good young team that has something to prove.
They were literally the laughing stock of the NBA.
Oh, I used to laugh at them all the time.
I saw someone wear like a Williams jersey, and I'd just be like, "You're a fool." But
give me a Russell jersey now. I wear that.
Oh, Russell. There's a bunch of boys I like on that team. They will improve next year. I think they'll improve next year. They'll take another bit of a leap. I would love to see them try and add something to their bench.
Yeah.
They've got an okay bench, but just like an old vet. They need an old vet, not Dudley. Dudley, you're a dud. You're a dud. Get out of here. But they need a vet that or keep him and don't play him. But they need another vet in there, maybe for their bench, or maybe who starts and plays 20 minutes a game or something. That's what I would like to see them do. Yeah. I don't think they need anything else really.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they'll be looking at it like next year, because the other teams that are up the top of the East will probably stay there.
Yeah.
You're looking at them kind of around the Pacers kind of
area. Side note, I actually think Celtics are done next year.
You reckon?
I think things are bad
gone
there.
Yeah.
And so there's a spot in the 4th. Pacers probably take that, and then Brooklyn are up there as well.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll see. I don't know. But I'm predicting that Celtics are in trouble.
I'd love for that to be true, by the way.
Oh, it would be so good. Get them out of here. All right, so that's the East teams covered. Yeah. Going to the West, the 4 teams that missed out. There's a couple of good field stories there, and then a couple not so good. Where are we starting?
Oh, we've got to start with the bad, of course.
Okay, start with the bad. Who you got for me?
Who do you think I'm talking about?
The Thunder suck.
We're talking about Thunder.
Okay, stop. Pause.
Wait, oh yeah.
This whole episode should be about Damian Lillard. So just so you know, the loop of the highlights is probably going to be him hitting that game winner.
Yeah, right about
now.
and again a little bit later on. And you've probably seen it 3 times already.
But Paul George, Russell Westbrook, just announced today that they're going in for surgery, both of them.
Yeah.
Paul George on both shoulders.
Man, they're such good friends now.
Yeah, they just
surgery together.
And just bow out in the first round. It's fun.
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
I do love Russell Westbrook's shoes. So, just
You
a little
do
side
actually,
note.
you
I do
do.
love those shoes.
They might find their way here someday.
Oh, they'll be there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I've never worn them before, but man, I love the look of them. So you'll see them soon up here. Yeah.
Probably the only good thing about... No, okay, let's look at some things that they can move forward. They're going to obviously... It looks like they're keeping Westbrook and Paul.
So they got 2 stars.
They got Adams, who didn't really play well in the playoffs. He should have.
Yeah.
Portland didn't have a centre. Canada beat him.
With no shoulder.
With no shoulder. But he's still worth keeping.
And keep in mind that George was not himself.
He wasn't.
Not
He
at
wasn't
all.
the start of the season, George. And they came up against a Portland team that wanted to kill them. They wanted to prove everyone wrong.
And they were rolling, just in general.
In general. Yeah. So they had it hard. My biggest question is... Paul's going to be Paul. I think he's a gun. I've always liked him.
You got another... he's got a contract for what, 4 years?
Yeah.
And he's going to be peak for those 4 years. You got a good 4 years.
What's Russ doing when it comes to the playoffs next year? They'll be in the playoffs next year. They'll be up there again.
I would say... Yeah, they'll be around the same spot. Really.
Does he make the mental switch of going from I'm a aggressive all the time, I attack the ring, to actually smart basketball? I heard a really good analogy of between him and Damien for the series. A lot of people are saying Lillard is a basketballer where Russell's just a great athlete.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And it really did show, like, Russ just tried to do everything, tried to explode, tried to rely on that, where there was lots of times he should have been passing it up or taking it to the ring instead of settling for jump shots.
Yeah. Because the guy needs to be spending this off-season just altering his game.
Altering and just rethinking about how he goes about it.
Yeah.
Because he also, at times, looked a little tired. And he needs to, I think, realise that during the season, if they're blowing a team out by 20, sit on the bench.
Well, he's getting old. He's getting older.
He's also 31 next year.
Yeah. Like he's still an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
He is incredibly skilled.
Yeah.
So he just needs to put those skills to the right areas. Like, he just needs to use it the right way.
Yeah.
But they lost, so
they did.
They're out.
I would like to say a nice little fun fact for our audience. Since that series, Portland on 2K online has been played 63% more than they ever have in history. Firstly, I don't know who's making that stat up.
I don't know. Is that a real stat?
That's a real stat. I literally saw it. I was like, well, those 63% of the people were fools for not playing with them to start with. But since that series for Portland, it's blown up. But we'll get to them later. But fun fact, random. Okay, next team. Next sad story, I think, is Jazz. Jazz Houston. I was hyped. I called it that they were going to win the series.
Yeah, you did. Some say that was foolish, but
also,
honestly, it's not a crazy thought to think that they could have won. And leading into it, I thought that they were definitely going to be getting.
I thought it was going to match up a lot better.
I can't remember my prediction. Actually, I think my prediction was 4-1.
I think you actually predicted it correct.
But yeah.
But you did also say, like, I think everyone would say that Jazz's defense, the way they play, could match up nicely against. And then they decided to play that disgusting standoff defense.
Just be a shell on his back.
Just
hold on.
Just encourage him. Come on, Harden, come on. Go to the free throw line. Oh my goodness. But I think they lost their identity a little bit, worrying about Harden and their game plan there. And I also pose a question to you. Did they actually get better this year? Last year, they made it the second round. They beat the Thunder in the first round. Yeah. Mitchell had his rookie season, crazy season. The rest of them played really well. They lost to the Rockets again in the second round last year. This year, they finished fifth. They lose to the Rockets again. Yeah. Have they got better?
Okay. I think, well, firstly, no, I don't think they have. I think they're around the same. But I think they screwed themselves over with their their placement on the ladder
Yeah.
purely because they had such a bad start. When really, you may not like this or agree with this, but I think they probably should have finished above Portland.
Well, if they started better, they would have. I think they were only 2 games away from Portland.
Mind you, I think at this point of the year, Portland's still a better team than the Jazz are.
Yeah.
But I think based on the regular season, I think the Jazz should have finished above them.
Well, the start of the season, I don't know if you remember, Mitchell was playing terrible. The team wasn't playing well. They were like the Rockets, both having very poor starts to the season. Yeah. They've got to learn from that.
Yeah.
I still think they don't need to do much. Like, in regards of what to do, they have a really good team. And they probably don't need to do much. Keep the coach. Improve Mitchell's game. Go, okay, Mitchell, I think you settled a bit. You need to improve.
Yeah.
Let's be an all-star. Let's be and go for it again.
Yeah. The one thing that they have that is really good is their team looks like they are a team, and they're behind Mitchell, and like he's their guy.
They support him.
The franchise supports him. The players support him. So going forward, they sort of have an identity in who they are.
They do.
Yeah.
And I think they lost it a couple of times this season, and I think they'll learn from that.
Yeah.
Quinn Snyder's a very smart man. I think he'll have them back.
Yeah.
Last couple.
I guess you'd call both of these feel good in a way.
Yeah.
We'll go with this.
Spurs first. I think Spurs first.
Yeah, right. Spurs first. With the game 7 there, who let's be honest, we sort of predicted that this could happen.
Yeah, but not.
But even when it did happen, it was still a bit of a shock.
What?
Yeah.
Like, because they finished 7th. They go up against Denver, young team.
Yeah.
It was a surprise. Like, they played really well. Aldridge, DeRozan, all the other boys just did what they had to do. I think, and the biggest thing I took away from it was the fact that Pop is an absolute master.
He knows.
He's a wizard.
He knows things.
And he is reportedly signing another 3-year deal as coach. Massive for them, which means
going forward, they're looking good.
They're not going to make the playoffs for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
What do they do? They have DeRozan, they have Aldridge. What can they do? They had a few injuries this year.
Okay, yeah, so DeJounte Murray will be back next year.
Yes.
And they've now been... DeJounte was good, and now they've been able to develop Derek White a bit, which means
break out for the playoffs.
They've got a great either 2-guard thing
combo,
here,
yeah.
Or they've just got a great guy off the bench in Derek White, who's had some playoff experience and is ready now in those big moments to step up.
He dropped 36 on them in the second game.
He did. And he also managed to drop 4 in game 7, so so he kind of dropped more there.
But again, Spurs just developing players that no one else would have picked up, and they set themselves nicely. If they don't have injuries next year, they have a full roster, they are in again.
The question will be, what happened? How long was LaMarcus on contract for? Or is this it?
I don't know. I believe he has at least 1 more year on his contract. I know he's not a free agent.
Yeah.
He just mentioned that he might want to go back to Portland.
That's all I'm thinking.
He would want to do that sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
If that's something he's gonna do. With Pop signing though, does that kind of sway him just to stay there? And
I think it probably could.
Yeah.
And if Portland kind of has their team, they may not be interested.
We need a 4.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't go and spend a lot of money on him. They couldn't afford to.
His game will last anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck around for a couple more years and then went back because his game's good.
I don't think they're going to be a championship team anytime soon, but they will be a team that could upset someone in the first round.
Yeah.
I think for sure.
Yeah, they almost did it, and that's where they're at for the next few years until they get their next Kawhi, their next Tim Duncan, whatever they're doing. Which
will probably be this year in the second round.
Pick 57. Just wait and see.
Rookie of the year. Okay. I'd like to announce something. Moving on to our last team that we need to cover today. 2019-2020 NBA champions, the Los Angeles Clippers. Got knocked out this year. 4-2.
Thanks to Lou Williams.
Oh my goodness.
Gallinari. Montrezl Harrell. My goodness. Their team.
Patrick Beverley.
Yeah, right. Okay.
He's not going to be there next year though, because he's a free agent and he wants money. I think I heard,
Okay.
listened to something. He won't be there, but they got space.
Yeah.
Who are they signing?
Well, they're taking a big Kawhi.
Kawhi Leonard
Kawhi wants to go to LA,
Yeah.
and in fact, he said he prefers the Clippers to
over,
the Lakers.
and with a performance like that, the 2 games. The only disappointing thing is that they didn't win at home. The 2
Yeah.
wins were at the Warriors' home court, which is
means
weird.
They should. They really should have won that series.
They could have won that
They should
series.
have
But you look at what Doc did this year. You look at what Lou Williams did this year, at Gallinari, at Montrezl Harrell, who will be second in voting for most improved, I think,
Yeah.
or should be up there. They signed Kawhi.
They got Shamet.
They got Shamet.
And they've also got
Oh.
Mac, who
Yes.
going forward could be a piece. Who knows?
Well,
He could be.
I think he'll be a solid big. And Gil, what's his name? Alexander.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Thank you. Another good rookie. They, like I said, 2019, 2020 champions.
Yeah, and that team right there, the Clippers, that has to be the feel-good story for round 1.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
They actually got people second guessing the Warriors, and for good reason.
It's as good as an upset, really.
Oh, 100%.
Although, we're just about done here. But in the little bit of time we got left,
Tell me, what are we doing with
I
that?
feel like, yes, the Clippers were kind of in the feel-good story in a way, but there was one other story that was just, as you'd say, delicious.
Okay, tell me your delicious news.
Mate, I think it's your news to tell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Highlight here. That shot that Damian Lillard hit
Yeah.
to end the Thunder will probably be the best walk-off game winner that we will ever see.
Considering the league has been around for decades and decades, and I would say that one is clearly the best, it's going to be hard to beat.
Mind you, he's going to do it in Game 7 against Denver, but that shot, the poise he had, he brought it up the ball. He had 10 seconds. He didn't look to attack. He looked so comfortable. The second best thing about the whole sequence was that wave.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
that one was cold.
That guy had just he knew that he was going to destroy the Thunder, and there was no better way to do it.
Yeah.
The step back, 38 feet deep.
Yeah.
That boy,
And not even a smirk on his face.
just cold.
Yeah.
And then that meme of him like, just honestly, one of the greatest moments we'll ever see. I'm a Portland fan. I love Damian Lillard, so one of the greatest moments I'll ever have until they win the NBA championship this year. It was beautiful.
It's interesting. That game winner had the reaction very similar to the kind of reaction Derrick Rose gave us when he his game winner.
It's true. How you found to slide Derrick Rose in this episode.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I love sliding things in.
that he does. It was beautiful. One last thing that I do want to say, and this is for you. Another last fun fact to end our episode. LeBron. How we are talking about LeBron. He's not even there. But the fun fact is, the matchup ratings, TV ratings, streaming ratings for the NBA on opening week of the playoffs was down 34%.
Oh my goodness, 34%.
34%. And they all just tie it to the fact that LeBron wasn't there.
That makes sense though.
The LeBron factor. Lakers, please. Lakers, do something.
When he leaves in like 5 to 7 years' time, what is going to be the NBA? Really?
We probably will stop our podcast and YouTube channel.
You're thinking, how are we going to keep this going for 5 to 7 years? And we wonder that too sometimes. We'll figure it out. As long as he's playing, we're talking.
We're talking.
We're talking. Right.
So to end the episode, LeBron.
Yeah, boy, let's go.
Do it.